Hello, my friend. Welcome to ulaofthetea readings. My name is Lenore, and today, this day, I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. So let's go ahead. We're going to get started. So immediately I'm seeing the face. We have looks like two eyes, a nose, a mouth, the head is here. Almost like just like one hair, like an antenna, coming off the top. And we also have like, here's a grouchy looking face here. Eyes, nose, mouth. I feel like we're dealing with maybe youngest sibling, youngest child, the baby, right? Baby of the family, vacillating between getting their way and not getting their way, and I feel like if we're talking about somebody that's, 7 years old, or if we're talking about somebody that's 77 years old, they have the same disposition when any kind of pressure is applied or things do not go their way. Now, this could be you, but likely not, because I feel that there is an amount of wanting to keep the peace, but also being very burnt out on managing somebody's environment or the doings of the family, so that there isn't like this constant crashing out, arguing, family divides, holiday dramas, all the things, right? And so I feel like this is going to be probably something that you're dealing with right now, I'm guessing. I'm going to pull a card really quick because I want to see if we can kind of get a vibe of what the drama might be, because I'm nosy. So we have the Empress, big Empress energy. So we're talking about something going on, probably spring, fall, probably spring. We have the Four of Cups. So this is probably, I'm guessing this is a jealousy issue. Five of Swords. So I can already see what's going on here. Yeah. So we have somebody who, for one reason or another, whatever the circumstances might be, they might not have the same financial situation as you, or like a love situation, or like you're really close with your kids adore you, their kids won't talk to them, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is, like whatever the things are that people get mad about, upset about, angry about. It feels like that's the wedge, right? And I feel for you, it really is kind of like you're tired of feeling like you have to make yourself smaller. You don't want to, rock the boat. You don't want to make anybody feel bad. But at the same time, it's almost like you have to constantly be super intentional about everything you say, everything you do. And I think you're just kind of tired of it. I think you're just over it. And so I feel like this whole energy is just disengaging. I feel you disengaging from it. Maybe not going super like no contact, but I could see you really avoiding having to have direct conversations with them. Are you going to like avoid going to like a family thing because they're there? No, I don't think so. But you're not like going to stand around and like seek conversation from them. You know what I mean? So, kind of something to work through. I know it's not always the best feeling, but ultimately it can be very empowering, I think. Now we have a person standing here on top of a hill, arm raised, holding what looks like, and we're going to look, it looks like an apple. Maybe like we have a 7, like a lucky apple. 7 apple. Okay. Now down here we have a person who is right here. They have a fish for a head. They're holding out an airplane, it looks like. So I feel like there's somebody in your life where I feel that you are really focused on like your health, on getting your things together, like being the person, feeling like the person that you've wanted to be. You've maybe put it off and put it off and put it off, and finally got to the point where it's like it's either now or never, right? Use it or lose it type of deal. And I feel like you're really on this like path towards wellness, right? Some kind of wellness, whatever that looks like to you. It's not, one thing, right? It's a lot of different things for everybody. So I feel like you're really focused on this, but you have somebody in your life who probably also has some money, right? Or is doing okay. And I feel like this is somebody who maybe like they like to go out a lot. They like to go on vacations. They, like to indulge a little bit. And I think for you, like all of that's fine and well in precise measure, right? But you're not necessarily somebody who's very interested into spiraling into another kind of distractive lifestyle. So I see you like are shaking people left and right here. I think it's like one after another. You are just not in the mood. You're not in the place where you're just going to, look the other way or just put up with somebody or, be in a dynamic that isn't right for you just so you can hold on to a friendship, right? So I feel like this is going to be something where you continually choose yourself. You choose the path that you're on. You choose the work that you've been doing. Okay. Now, I wanted to look at this. And it looks like it says like Troy maybe or Corey. Troy. Maybe it's like Cory. It could be Corey like that. We also have the numbers 504. Go, G-O, or G-O, G-I-O. It almost looks like it says go, and then over here it's like answering, okay, go, okay. Okay, so we have a house over here. So I feel like I almost wonder if you are living by yourself or you're considering living by yourself. And there's somebody sending a lot of messages. We have birds being like flown at your sense of home. I feel like it's maybe like somebody who, maybe it's an ex, maybe it is you're in a relationship, you're thinking about moving out or separating. There seems to be this like onslaught of communication. I feel that there's this, I feel like there's just this precision in your sight now, a clarity, right? And I feel like and I hate to do a reading where it's like, oh, you're just like cleaning house, dude. You're just like, absolutely nobody is sticking around. I don't think that's what it is. But I do think that there are people that, like, you just have had it, dude. You're just not into it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, you're too busy, you're too tired. You're not a free therapist, right? You know, and and you just kind of want to focus on your own things. There's just so much. And so I see you, yeah, kind of walking away from some of these friendships, relationships, when there is room in your life and people kind of see like you're not just kind of putting up with everything. But then it like oddly draws in other old people, like, oh, they have room in their life, or they have time, or, you know, whatever. Oh, look at them doing the things they like to do. They look happy. They look like they're doing well. I want to get around that, you know. Or they're like, you know, watching you and throwing hex, right? They have that like evil eye on you. Jealousy. And you just can't dwell in any of that. You can't be bothered. Who has the time? I mean, really. Ugh. Nobody has time for another like little war in their life. Do you? I don't. And I always forget. Like, I go through these periods where I'll just be like, I don't like this person. I don't like this. Da, da, da. And then I get burnt out on it. It doesn't last that long. I just don't have, like, the active ingredients to, like, have a lot of spite anymore. I just don't care. Like, whatever is for me will stay, right? And whatever's not. And this includes beliefs, ideas of self, like, you know, one thing that I think, you know, we've talked about it, but like, we don't talk about it constantly, but it is something very true for at least myself, is that a lot of the people that I grew up reading, the art that I grew up loving, the music that I, you know, whatever, all of these people became humans, especially because of the internet, right? And like, we know about their their misdeeds, their proclivities, the just atmosphere, the environment that all of this art was kind of like rising in, who was funding a lot of these little like groups of artists that were, you know, changing the landscape of thought, and there's a lot of grief in it, in my opinion. You know, I don't know like how deep you are into, you know, whatever literature or you know, arts or musics or whatever, but I'm like a kid. I'm like a teen. I'm that teenager that never grew up. I'm not a snob so much as like, I just love good art. I love bad art. I love something that makes me feel something. It doesn't matter what it is. But then, you know, we're dealing with this extra layer. And I've been one that I don't like to know about people that I like their art. If I read your book or something, I don't want to know about you too much, honestly. I'm very judgmental. No, I'm joking. I just read into things deeply. And so it affects the work. It does. To know, you know, who the conduit was does affect the work, in my opinion. And so, I don't know. It's disheartening in a lot of ways, but also, in a strange way, it's also kind of pushed me to want to just make stuff, you know? It's like, if everybody else can kind of disappoint me a little bit, you know, even though I shouldn't have expectations of other people or their character or anything, it's pushed me to want to make my own art, not because I'm better than people, but because I'm not doomed, right? Like, I'm not the best person. I don't have the best history. I have done and said and you know, hurt people emotionally, definitely, in my past. And, you know, I'm not a nice person. I might seem like I am, but I'm not. I'm kind. I try to be kind, but I'm too old and I've been through too much, and too many people have tried to get it in with me, and I'm not nice. I'm just not a nice person. I am caring and loving and all of that, but it's like, just who has time anymore, for any of the extra like stuff? It's already too much, right? There's already too much. So, I feel kindred. I feel kindred. I think that I'm seeing this more in people, especially the last year or so. I feel like a lot of the impulse to be just absolutely hysterical, it's still there, right? But it's also kind of like, well, what now, dude? Like, I had my little trip out. I tripped out hard, But now what, right? And summer is coming in the northern hemisphere. I am holding my breath to see what the heat brings. I'm praying for everybody, and really the big thing, and I'm pleading to people in my own life privately, I can't like influence anybody to do magic or to study themselves or, find access to becoming the intentional architect of your life, I can't force that on anybody. I can plant seeds, and I'm trying. But I really feel like it's our only hope, the external push, I don't know anything about that. I'm not somebody who is very involved in anything beyond my like very immediate community. I'm not aligned with anything, and I will refuse and remain to refuse to align myself with anything publicly or privately. But I see and feel the, like if it was, everything was a spider web, I feel you out there. I feel the tingling of the web. I know that I'm not alone in, going into, right? I know that I'm not alone in knowing that this is our time for self-development. This is our time for fortifying self and our families and our communities. This is a time to be learning, to be teaching. This is a time to start trusting yourself. Stop having to look everything up. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, I guess, a book, a field manual or something. Yeah, get that out. But, we're so, like, every day it feels like people are further and further away from trusting themselves, hearing that voice within self. That is the only thing that's going to keep us alive, is being connected to that. So we have to do the work. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you besides do the magic. You have it, you know it. I know you do. Get deeper into self, and if you have to shake people, babe, do your thing. Get low. So we have a shark. Remember when the hammerhead shark was like the dopest? I don't know. Maybe it still is. My daughter was into sharks a little bit, but like I remember back in the day, like when we had like 5 sharks, we didn't have all the sharks yet, or maybe nobody had that encyclopedia. Nobody got to the S's. They didn't buy it. the hammerhead was the dopest. I mean, let's be real. So this almost is like the Zach Morris of the, well, I don't know. Yeah, I think well, I don't know. What's the other dude's name with the curly hair? I forget his name. What's his name? I don't know. Anyways, maybe like second tier coolest. It might be the second coolest. Great White, of course, right? I don't know that that's Zach Morris energy, though. If you know, I'm talking about Saved by the Bell, I think. I think that's that fool's name. Anyways, I never really watched that show that much, but I know what it is. It was on in the afternoon. Very cool energy. Very cool energy. Stay away from cool people, though. It's like beautiful people or really rich people. Just stay away from them. I mean, not that they're necessarily bad or innately evil or anything, but I just don't know what good could come of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to hang out with like a super beautiful and funny person. You know what I'm like? How many other ways should I be uncomfortable? You know, like I'm really not that much of a masochist. So, but yeah, like I feel almost like I kind of almost wonder if you're secretly the cool person. You don't realize it. And it either strongly attracts people or it makes them super haters on you. I think that's where we're going with this. I think that's what it might be. I think you're discovering that you're just too cool for everybody. And that's really what it is. That's why they all act out of pocket with you. Really, we also have the rose and we have a Y. A why. A mystery revealed. You're going to find out why. Why something happened. All right. What are we doing? We'll do some numbers. Do them up. 95. First lucky number. First lucky number. 99. 99. 9. 52. This one went off. 52. All right. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. If you're still on here. I'm trying to think of something to ramble about for a second, but really I don't have much. It's very foggy outside today. It's warming up. The other day it was like below 0, for sure. It snowed a ton, and tomorrow, which will be Friday when this comes out, it's supposed to be 78 degrees. So you tell me, what is going on? Why do I feel so out of whack? Yeah, it's wild, but it's the new moon. I expect no less from her. I'm manifesting. I am getting my new operation up and going here in a few days. I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm like, I don't know. I know it's going to be good. If you're not familiar with an operation, it's like a longer magical, endeavor. And for me, it will be the beginning of the last cycle, right? The last big cycle of my life. And really like coming into the cronehood, which, listen, I don't know. Does that mean the third part of my life is pretty short? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to be an old lady for like forever. You know what I mean? Like I'm one of those people where it's like when I was 35, I was old, like hella old, hecka old. Sorry, YouTubes. And then I was that for like 45 years, 60 years, whatever. I don't know how much that is, but, within reason. And, sometimes people just seem like they're old for like ever. I feel like I'm going to be that person. You know what I mean? Like, old for many decades. So, probably. Anyways, hope, knock on, particle board or whatever that is. Anyways, I love you guys. Please take care of yourself. Definitely activating any kind of I wouldn't say cleansing right now, but like security kinds of spells or appeals or anything like that, or really honestly in stronger unification, right? Bonding, coupling, the togetherness, the movement and flow of a family or a unit of some kind, deepening magical relations and partnership and companionship and all those things. So a good time for that for the next few days at least. And yeah, I love you so much. Please take care of yourself. We'll talk soon.